Hello and thanks for listening. This is Larry Bohumor. Welcome to Novatech University's Vertical Training Seminars. In this one, we focus on the construction and infrastructure verticals. We've linked them together because they have a lot of commonality. For our purposes, construction is generally involving some kind of a building or whether it be renovation, new building, construction, or anything like that. And infrastructure would be a lot of the systems that support such buildings, such as roads and pipes, pipelines, and sewer systems. For our purposes, we've decided to combine them together into the same vertical market. The goal here today is to provide you some basic information about these markets, but we're not really going to try to sell you on anything particular or push any certain kind of product. Just a bit about Novatech. As the slide mentions, our mission is to help customers deploy IoT or Internet of Things solutions in many ways, and this definitely differs based on the customer. It may include things like providing flexible payment options for customers to help ease the burden of deploying solutions. It could be providing pre and post technical sales assistance. It could also be helping customers after they deploy with monitoring. And from a logistics standpoint, it could even be helping customers with things like kitting and delivering to sites. We obviously do this to make money, but we also do it to help fulfill a vision, and that's to help customers figure out the complex world of IoT and how to make it better for their business. The space has some unique issues, but first we're going to talk about who we're aiming at with this market. The first thing is the company scope in terms of size is huge. We could be talking about a single person doing construction work right up to some of the biggest companies in the world on the infrastructure side. So basically, it can be also whether you build, repair, or service anything for that matter in this space. We're also looking at customers who monitor infrastructure, and this could be things like bridges, highways, dams. So a lot of the SCADA companies would fall into this area as well. Finally, we're targeting customers who may build, service, or sell heavy machinery that's used by customers in this space. Let's face it, most things used in this space can be quite expensive, and so are the projects. They often can go into the billions of dollars. All things involved, whether it be equipment or the projects themselves, need to maximize the longevity. That way the ROI for building or using them is definitely delivered. But we also want to make sure we maximize the productivity for all large capital expenditures. The next thing is the cost of downtime is huge, if not even fatal for a project. So things simply have to work all the time, and that includes key pieces of machinery. As the world moves more into arts, less people are getting into trades. So in many cases, there's a lack of skilled labor, whether it be plumbers or electricians. We need to do more to maximize the time to help make up for this shortfall. Finally, delays can often be into millions of dollars, regardless of the reason why. We have to make sure the uptime is the maximum put forward. There's many solutions that we can use for this space, but we decided to highlight four. The first would be called advanced monitoring, and what this is talking about is getting key pieces of information from your machinery or even from a large piece of equipment to enable you to understand how it's used and to maximize its uptime. So knowing, for instance, what the historical figures have been for an HVAC or a furnace system, it allows you to see if there's any problems well in advance. And this would also be for things like boilers and compressors and other things like that. Construction offices are usually portable, but they still need connectivity and security just like any other office does. We don't want you to wait for a landline. We want you to start working right away. And some of the wireless solutions will allow you to have everything you need to run an office set up in a matter of minutes, not days or weeks. Construction companies, as I mentioned, do work remotely, and for many cases, their truck or their vehicle is their actual office. So in this case, we need to make sure we're giving the worker all the communications they need, access to all the key systems, as well as drawing information back from the vehicle itself to be able to know what's going on with that employee and with the equipment. The final thing is theft, especially during downturns, costs construction companies millions of dollars. We can often reduce it by setting up some quick remote video solutions for key areas to be able to detect theft and know about it and be able to prosecute as well. There are a lot of benefits that can come from an IoT solution. Here's just a few. The next thing is communication cost might be lower than some of the other equipment like a large tractor that's used for a job, but they do add up. So reducing monthly and setup costs is definitely a huge thing for a construction company. Along the same lines, what's often costly is a delay in setting up a communication line. In some cases, it's even gone as far as to delay projects. By having a wireless solution, we can be up and running in minutes, not weeks. Downtime in a multi-million-dollar piece of machinery is huge, but it's also big on any other machinery as well. If you know what's going on with your machinery, you'll be able to tell long in advance if there's going to be an issue or not. This maximizes your uptime and reduces replacement. I've always said if you give the right people the right information, they'll make the best decisions, and will allow them to be more productive. As well, if you know where things are, you can definitely reduce theft very easily. In terms of clerical work, it does tend to actually cut down on your ability to do work, and especially when it comes to key people like your tradespeople. You want to make sure they're doing the job you pay them for, not spending time on paperwork. The last thing is construction companies are often quite busy and the paperwork will often sit in the truck for a while. If your bills get in faster into the main office, that means they get billed to the customer faster, and this will help to better your cash flow. Well, I hope this helps. I look forward to having you join us for one of our other webinars. Thank you very much.